Say hungry dogs run fast. I ain't hungry, I'm starving.
Hurt takes the snap. He's back, he's gonna run. He's in! Touchdown! Jalen Hurts!
When that cage opens up again, our teeth are snarling. We're drooling. We're ready. We're hungry, ready to hunt again.
Dallas! We hate you. Braves need to snow. The Eagles train to go. The Eagles win!
And again, and again, and again.
It ain't about them, it's about us. We play up to our potential. Each and every one of us together. Nobody can beat us, I promise you. Promise you.
Doughy. Yes. Eagles win 34. Eagles, Green Bay 29. Oh boy, was that a game. Holy smokes. It's back. My heart's racing. It just ended. My heart's going. Man. Guys, we got a lot to dive into. I am going to well, first off, Jordan Love, the Green Bay quarterback. We hope he's okay. He went down last drive. It doesn't look good. If I had to predict, it's in the knee. I won't speculate, but it doesn't look good. We hope he's okay. But okay, yeah, get that out of the way. Whoo! What a win! Sheesh, we are back. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a second here. We got some stuff to talk about. I'm gonna take a second. Let's gather our thoughts here. We'll be right back. Chiefs and the Birds are atop the NFL, both with one win. We're undefeated. Two undefeated teams. Oh man, it's like one of those games where you're just pacing around. It was a pace game. I got to be honest with you, the whole game it felt like a loss. I don't know. It didn't feel good. We'll get into that, but man, one of those games. Yeah, I'm pacing around. I got my little juniors football that I picked up. Where did I pick that up? I don't know. A thrift store. It was like $2. So I'm pacing around with that like a little kid. We are back. Brazil. Let's get the heck out of Brazil. Why were we even there in the first place? Let's talk about the field. The field. It literally looked like both players. Now I know we're not going to harp on it. Both teams had to face the field, so it was a disadvantage on both ends. But players are out there slipping. It's like they're on skates. They're the skates on ice. It wasn't good. And the NFL, what are you doing? You send everyone to Brazil for this big international week 1 Friday night game, and you can't even get the field right. Now I know. I've heard it was the same field that Green Bay and Lincoln Financial uses. It's the same company. They said that the reason why it was so slippery was just there was moisture in the air. It was coming down on the field. Regardless, let's blame the NFL. Any chance we get, let's blame them. It didn't look good. It didn't look fun to be a player. I would love to see these two teams on an actual in America. In America, let's say that. Okay, that's out of the way. We don't have to gripe about the field the whole time. Man, this game, I got to tell you, it felt like a loss to me the whole time. I don't know. I thought we looked sloppy. I mean, I was kind of running through like what the show was going to look like. And I'm someone who, the sky's falling 1 minute and then we're back and then we're going to the Super Bowl the next minute. I get that. I'm working on my ebbs and flows, but I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like Hurts doesn't look great. The defense didn't look great. I know the announcers on TV are like, "Oh, the defense looked good." I didn't think they looked good at all. I thought they looked. And again, the field. I know we're not going to talk about it, but that I guess does play into it. The missed tackles. There were times where People are slipping. The defensive line didn't look like they were getting there. They weren't getting home. Besides, what was it, Sweat? So I don't know. I'll pause judgment, but the whole game felt like a loss. I don't know. You got Hurts, and I'll say this. Speaking of my ebbs and flows, I write Hurts off all the time. But look, you got to be better. He's got to be better. You got what? He threw 2 interceptions. He fumbled twice because he fumbled the Brazilian butt lift, they called it, the tush push, brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it. We could seal the game there. I think in that situation, I think you got to give it to Barkley. I mean, he's doing the game. We'll get to Barkley. Man, okay, yeah, I feel like my brain's moving a mile a minute. Maybe we shouldn't hop on Mike right after the game. I kind of like it though. My heart's still pounding. All right. Let's take a breather. Let's take a breather here. We got let's look at some stats here. Jalen Hurts went 20 for 34, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 2 fumbles. Are the fumbles on the center? Jurgens stepped in, played for Kelsey. I don't know. We'll see. I know the one, he wasn't ready for the snap. The tush push one, I felt like it was there. I felt like the snap was there. Seemed like Hurts maybe, was a little eager to get it. But I don't know. The thing with Hurts, and he frustrated me a lot with this last year. I mean, obviously he had 15 interceptions last year compared to 6 the year before, which was the Super Bowl season. I don't know. Every time there's a pass, or I'm always on the edge of my seat thinking there's about to be a turnover. I'm just sitting there thinking, okay, how's he going to give the ball away? Which is not, maybe I'm in my head about it, but that's not something I want to think about my quarterback every time. Every time there's a play, it's like, okay, is this where he gives it away? Is this where he gives it away? And he makes great plays too. I'm not saying that. He's been very flippant. Is flippant the right word? He's been kind of laissez-faire. Let's see how many adjectives I can come up with that I don't really know the meaning to. But I feel like those are right. Laissez-faire I know is right. Flippant. The jury's out on flippant. But I'm justified. 4 turnovers? I mean, think about that. He's 1 game in and he's got 4 turnovers. He's pacing for, let's see, there's 17 games. I really put myself on the spot here. 17 times 4. He's pacing for 68 turnovers. Now, that's not going to get it done. So, again, first game of the season, I'm sure he'll iron it out, but I didn't feel confident last year, and I don't feel confident this year. I'll say that. And the thing too, man, I get so frustrated. I get that like the pocket collapses and he's got to get out of there, but he's got one move. It's the drift down to the right and then just throw the ball away. Like he does that all the time. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a quarterback anymore. Backyard football quarterback, but it's the same thing. I mean, you would think they'd be able to draw something up to where his default isn't just veer down into the right and then either get sacked or throw it away. I don't know. And Jalen Hurts, you got to be better. Okay, there were different moments. Oh, I gotta take it. Next week we'll take notes. We'll take notes next week. There was a moment at the end of the half. We could have got points. He drifts off to the right, takes a sack. Maybe we did get points out of it. I forget, but he's kind of sloppy in that sense. Could have got points when we were down in the red zone. He throws an interception. So it's like, it's those things. You got to make sure you're getting points there, and you got to be more protective. But overall, I mean, he found a way to win the game. Late, he's scrambling. He picks up first downs, some tough runs. I'm not just going to bash the guy. He played well enough to win. So, and it goes back to, I don't know. This irritates me. This irritated me last year. You don't give these guys any preseason reps. And I get it. You don't want to risk injury. You say you're getting quality reps in the joint practices and in practice and training camp, but 2 years in a row they've come out and have not been on the same page. They've they've been sluggish. Hurts doesn't look like he's ready to play a game. You would think Sirianni would learn. Just play him a little bit. Let him get hit. Let him get out there. Let him play together. Just for a series. Heck, even give him 1 or 2 plays and then pull them. I mean, anything is better than that, trotting them out and having them get in, or having them look like that. So I said my piece. On that. Man. Full disclosure, I think I could probably edit this out, but you might hear some humming. The AC is on. I'm not in my regular studio. I have moved into the living room for the moment. It's like 105 degrees in Los Angeles. We're like in like this heat wave. Today was insane. It's hot. That's not why I moved out here though. Just wanted to change it up a little bit. Change up the scenery. But I think I'll be able to clean that up. But if you hear humming, if it doesn't sound like it normally does, that's why. Let's keep it moving. How we feeling? 1-0. I'm telling you, it felt like a loss. I'm sitting there and I'm like, 0-1. This is how I'm gonna go to bed on Friday night. 0-1, like a loser, like a big loser. I'm just gonna and I had plans to rewatch the game and I built my life around this win. No, but I want to rewatch it, and it's way better of a rewatch knowing that you win the game. There's no question about it. But yeah, it feels good. Feels freaking good. Saquon Barkley had himself a game. Saquon Barkley famously pilfered. Is pilfer the right word? Famously, not jaunted. Famously pickpocketed. We got Saquon Barkley from our division rivals, the Giants. They didn't want to pay up. It was part of their HBO off-season Hard Knocks show. They didn't want to pay up. Well, Saquon Barkley went 24 carries for 109 yards, and he had 3 touchdowns. This stat sheet isn't right. He had 3 touchdowns, right? Yeah. What the heck, Google? You're fired. Gotta get a statistician in here. But he had himself a game, and the Giants, they should feel foolish. Man, it's here now. I gotta look. Hold on. He had 3 touchdowns. Maybe that's his rushing touchdowns, but why would it be listed? Okay, 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown. Let's see. Did he only have 2 touchdowns? No. Maybe he did. Maybe I'm just making up stats. This isn't right. Here, let's take a look at this. Receptions 2, touchdowns 2. Dude, is this like a glitch in the Matrix? Am I living a glitch in the Matrix? Okay, regardless, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. I am going to get to the bottom of this. But he had himself a game. It's so great having this, and I think of recent years. At least in my opinion, I don't think we've been left out to dry with the running back position. I thought DeAndre Swift, while he's no Saquon, I thought DeAndre Swift was a good player for us. I was a fan of Miles Sanders. I realized that he wanted more money than we could give, but I thought we were in good hands with Miles Sanders. I never felt like, he couldn't close out a game or hit a home run. So man, yeah. So he had himself a game, and Giants fans should be feeling foolish. Should be feeling really foolish about themselves. What else do we got here? Man, AJ Brown. AJ Brown, he went 100 plus with that long touchdown. I think it was 67 yards. Man, that guy he's a freak. I mean, he's built. He's got great hands. I think this was early in the game. He started drawing with Jair Alexander, one of the DBs for the Packers, and the DB was just kind of chirping at him. And the next play, man, you just see AJ Brown just rid himself of his coverage, get the ball, break a tackle, and get the first down. Which I don't know. Is it smart to rattle up a guy like that? I would say no. I'd probably stay away from doing that kind of stuff. But not Jair Alexander. He had himself a game. Smitty, man, Smitty. I don't think he went for crazy yardage, but man, that guy's so impactful. I think he had, was it the 4th down or a 3rd down and I don't know, 6 or whatever. He's making these catches late in the game when we're on that drive. Whenever you get down there, you're kind of balancing. Should I run here? We want to run the clock. I mean, should we get the first down? You're kind of going back and forth. A lot of teams, won't have the confidence to throw in that situation because, A, it's riskier. B, an incomplete stops the clock. But man, Smitty comes up big. He gets open. He catches it, first down, and we get to run more time off the clock. So his effort did not go unnoticed. I know it probably won't show up in the stat sheet, but I think he had himself a great game. Jahan Dotson, nothing from him. That's all right though. He was a late addition, so he's probably still it'll be like week 10. We're like, yeah, he's still getting acclimated. But man, wowza. I love that too. At the end of the game, I think we got the ball back with down. We were up 2. We're up 2. We get the ball back. I think it was like 6.5 to 7 minutes, I'd say. Get the ball back. And this reminded me of, this is when I started to feel like, okay, this is going to be a good win. Because those wins, we talked about last year where, we were winning by a field goal, but it just seemed like, we were scraping by and it didn't really feel good. But here's where I was like, okay, if we can drive this down, where we're playing that 2022 Eagles ball where, hey, we get the ball back. This was a tough game, but we're going to drive 7 minutes off the clock here. We're going to punch it in. We're going to score, and you're not going to have any time left. And I was like, okay, if we can do that, we're going to walk away feeling pretty good about this. And we didn't score. We got the field goal. We got some points. Almost turned the ball over down there with that Brazilian butt lift. All right, I'll stop saying that. With the brotherly shove fumble, but Saquon recovered that. But we did. We ran off. I think they only had, 37 seconds left. So I felt good about that. I felt good that, hey, we got the offensive line. We can do this. We got a running back. We can put these games away. So fantastic. That made me feel good. All right. Okay. All right. Man, the defense, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot left to be desired. I'm going to hold off on judgment until we can get another week in America. All right, guys, let's bring it back. Let's bring the boys home. That's another thing. Oh, well, shout out Reed Blankenship, man. That's a huge interception. All right, we'll talk about this because this is something, I feel like has to be addressed. Up until that point, I think we had 2 opportunities to capitalize on a mistake. The biggest one, Nakobe Dean. He reads a play perfectly. He gets there. I understand, linebackers aren't, supposed to have the best hands, but I mean, this is a ball. He's got nothing but grass in front of him. It hits him right in the hands, and he drops it. And he's got to make that. And then two plays later, they go in and score. So that's a 14-point swing right there. And to me, that's unacceptable. I'll say it. It's unacceptable. And then the point being, so you got to capitalize on that. You got to capitalize on these gifts. You got to convert those. And then up until the interception, I think it was in the third quarter. I'm just like, come on, we got to get one of these. Chalk Doc, Ed Reed Blankenship comes up, and that's not an easy play to make. He comes up. I think the ball even hit another defender. He makes the catch going to the ground. Does a fantastic job of staying under it. Ball doesn't hit the grounds. We go down and score. So great play by him. I think besides that, I didn't think they looked great. I thought, there was a couple of times they looked lost. Nakobe Dean blew coverage. You got CGJG on the one touchdown. He's just like kind of nowhere to be found. He's missing tackles. Slay, just, on one of their touchdowns, I think, just kind of gives up. Goes to get blocked and just kind of accepts it, kind of stops running, which I don't expect that from him. I know he'll deny it to the grave, and he'll get all defensive over any criticism. Maybe a beat reporter will point it out, but you don't expect that from him. He's a vet. I know he's a hardworking dude. I know the guy, okay, and you don't expect that from someone like him. So I think it's a great win. It's one of those team wins. And I'm excited to see him back at the Link. We're playing the Falcons Monday night at the Link. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see this team. I think the jitters are out. But see, it's the same feeling as last year. Remember we scraped by on that last season opener? It was okay. It was the narrative was okay. They didn't play in the preseason. They got the jitters out, and that ended up being like 8 weeks. I know we were 10-1, but a lot of those games were easily losable, and probably should have lost a good amount of them. But I just hope. I hope we click earlier, and I think we will. But yeah, it was a great win. What is a great win? I think I keep on saying that. Let's define this. Like, to me, would a great win be like, hey, we blew this team out and won by 43? I mean, that would be a great win. But that would also indicate that the other team was horrible, that they just weren't competing. So I think what I mean great win this time, I think I mean both of these teams. I think Green Bay is a really good team. Well, I don't know. I don't think Jordan Love's coming back. I don't know. I laugh. I mean, sorry, it's not funny, but I don't know if he's going to suit up anytime soon. It looked pretty bad. Anyway, I think it was a great win. A great win in the sense that it was kind of a shootout. We're going back and forth, and we found a way to get it done. Maybe I'm being a little bit. Am I being God, all right. Am I saying two things at once? I'm mad that it was a shootout, but I'm also great win. Okay, let's move on, guys. Let's take a quick break. Let's soak in this Eagles win. Any rituals that we have? Let's soak it in. Let's soak in the win. We're gonna take a quick break. We did end up making a delicacy. Stay tuned. I'll tell you how it went. Speaking birds. We are back. Speaking birds, guys. If you have any comments, any questions, anything you want to say, you want to refute anything I say, you want to, tell me my vocab is wrong, right? speakingbirds@gmail.com. If you want, write in. We will address your thoughts, theories, and anything else you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be football either. If you got some things you want some advice on. God, what is this? All right. So we ended up making some cheese curds. And I did shoot some film. I shot some videos. Shot some film. What is this? 1950? Get out of here, Disney. Okay. I ended up making some cheese curds, and we did video it in a vlog style video. There it is. I'll try to get that up. It didn't go bad, but it didn't go good. It's kind of like this game, man. Maybe these meals are going to be like foreshadowing to the game, because there were parts that like went really well, and then there were parts that didn't go well. But I think it was reversed. I think the outcome didn't go well with the curds, but the process was good. So I won't spoil the whole thing, because, like I said, there's a video coming out. You can look for it on the Instagram. I don't even know. I'm on Twitter too. Speaking Birds on Twitter. You can follow. I got to get into the Twitter game. Now I'm going off on a tangent. I know. We'll be back to the curds. I got to get into the Twitter game. A lot of these guys, they're tweeting during the game, and I've enjoyed kind of what I've been doing with the podcasts and making the video, but I don't know, tweeting like during the game, I shut out a few. It seems like too much. I still want to protect my sacred Eagles experience, and not be like on the phone tweeting stuff out. I mean, usually I am on Twitter, for the beat writers. There's an injury, or, for example, AJ Brown's kind of banged up, the dudes that are there in the stadium, they're tweeting out, hey, here's what's happening. So I am checking it, but I don't know if I want to compromise my experience that much. We'll see. Maybe I'll gradually start doing it if I even have things to say about it. So we make the cheese curds, and I just don't think they ended up. I don't think they ended up as. We couldn't get the actual Wisconsin cheese curds, and there's a cheese called halloumi, and I think Patrick from my local cheese, meat, and seafood shop said that this cheese had the same soul as the cheese curds, but it didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. So I think you're gonna just have a hard time making those. And then I got just your regular cheese from like the grocery store, and that didn't work at all. I think that like boiled up in the oil. You gotta have that texture of cheese that's not gonna like burn. Not that the other cheese burned, but it didn't fry away. So check out the video. You'll see the process. The beer batter was great. Made some mean beer batter, but yeah, just couldn't get the cheese to work the way I wanted to. But hey, that's how it goes. So goes it. I'll take a loss in the kitchen. I wouldn't even consider it a loss in the kitchen. I think it was fundamentally sound, but just didn't have the tools, and I'll leave it at that. But okay, we got Falcons, Eagles at the Link. It's a Monday night game. I'm excited. We got to see how the Falcons look week 1. Hopefully they look like dog crap. Okay, next week, what are we gonna make? I'm thinking let's do it easy. Let's do it easy, man. Honestly, the cheese curds were a pain too. I don't even like frying things, and then I don't know, I smelled like oil. I don't know. These lemon pepper wings, I can just toss them in the air fryer, and it'll be good. It'll be good. And yeah, I'm excited for that. We'll do. I liked having the pre-show come out when it did. I don't know. I almost felt like I wanted it to be like a day before. I don't know. We'll tinker around with it. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Follow us on Twitter, Speaking Birds. If you want to write in, speakingbirds@gmail. Let me actually check the mail because I'm over here like promoting it and I don't even check it. Here, let's take a look at this. What is this? gmail.com. All right, make it look like there's email. Make it look like there's email. All right, here's one. What is a safety? We talked about safeties on the show in a previous episode. A safety is when you are the offense. So you are moving down the field in an attempt to get in the opposing team's end zone. The end zone, I'm guessing since you're asking what a safety is, you might have questions on what an end zone is. So the end zone is it's the big 10-yard box that's usually painted and has a name in it. Famously before the goalpost, that yellow thing. Okay, am I being like... Okay. So a safety, if you're moving down there, if you move backwards and you get into your own end zone and the defense tackles you, I mean, there's other ways too. You can go out the back, but intentional grounding in the end zone. If you get tackled in the end zone, that's what's called a safety. That is where the defense can score points for their team. That is 2 points. So you don't want to give those up if you're the offense. It's no good. No. So that's what a safety is. You try to avoid them at all costs, unless you're the defense, and then you want to get safeties. What am I saying here, guys? We are wrapping up. It's been a beautiful week. It's been great. Eat good, drink good, sleep good, get some sleep, treat others good. Oh man, I gotta rant. We'll hook up some happy hour, some Speaks happy hour here soon. I got to rant. I got to get it off my mind. It's not for here though. It's not for here, guys. Cheers.